In today's video, I'm going to interview Vicky Shilling. She's a coach to people in the wellness industry. She's worked with loads of different people in different areas of food and wellness. Make sure you watch to the end to see her 3 tips to improve the health of the nation and what meal she would choose for her last meal. Thanks for watching. Hey Vicky, how are you? Thanks a million for joining me today.
Pleasure, thanks for having me.
Would you like to introduce yourself to my audience?
Yeah, I would. Thanks very much for having me. I am Vicky Shilling. I am a coach for wellness entrepreneurs. So I coach people who are nutritional therapists, health coaches, anyone else in the sphere of health and wellness start and grow their business.
Fantastic. And would you like to share a little bit about your career to date and how you got here?
Yeah, it's a long and winding road, so I'll try and keep it fairly short. My background's actually in classical music, so my parents were both musicians and I always grew up thinking that's what my whole career would be, that I would work in management side of orchestras. I spent 10 years working in London, taking orchestras on tour all around the world and enjoyed that, but was starting to feel that my body was giving me signs that that wasn't going quite so well. I was really struggling with IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, so I started a blog to chronicle what I was learning about what I could eat and what I could do to make myself feel healthier and feel better. And from that, I opened this whole world into health and wellness and the kind of careers that were available through it, and explored what I could do whilst writing the blog and meeting people, and eventually trained as a coach. And now I specialise in helping people that also want to share their own journey and share their own passion in health and wellness do exactly that.
Fantastic. And do you want to tell us the name of that blog? Because it's an award-winning blog as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so I started that back in 2016 and the blog is called The Flourishing Pantry. And at the moment it is full of recipes now across the last 4 years of all the kind of foods that I was eating and my own discoveries and journeys into what could make me feel healthy and well, and particularly when I started working for myself, how you can do that when you're often working from home.
Great, yeah, I love the name of the blog, it's great. And what was the award that you won for that?
So I won the Free From Blogger back in 2017 for the Health Bloggers community, and then I actually won Health Blogger of the Year this year, which is 2019, the Nutrimino Health and Fitness Awards back in March.
Fantastic, well done.
Thank you.
So Vicky runs a Facebook community where she helps wellness entrepreneurs to work with their business, and I am one of the members there and I found it really beneficial. So just to give you a little example, I've been working on Canva for 4 years now, but it was only following Vicky's masterclass the other day that I actually got the right brand colours and the right brand fonts in, which has been fantastic, and also lots of little tips about using all the features in Instagram so that everyone can learn. There's loads to be learned all of the time. Would you like to tell me a little bit about that community and maybe some of the people that you have helped in the food space to improve the health of the nation?
Yeah. So what I have done with that Facebook community is bring together people like you that are running health and wellness businesses and give them those little tips and also that kind of accountability if there's things that they want to achieve or they want to do, to check in with them, give them little pointers wherever I can. So we're somewhere between 200 and 300 people now, and I just wanted it to be a space where I could share what I had learned creating the Flourishing Pantry. So like you were saying, sort of graphic design tools like Canva, how do you create a brand, how do you plan your content, all of those things that we hear all these things about when we're starting a business but feel quite overwhelming, to try and break that down into simple steps and actually just give people the example of how I was doing it, to bring it into their own business. So yeah, that community is now full of health coaches, nutritional therapists, nutritionists, maybe even food stylists, food photographers, and coaches as well, so other people coaching and working in that sphere, just learning how to show up online, keep that brand consistent, and also build the kind of right mindset as well for it.
Yeah, it's great I think to have the support out there and see the other people as well as the tons of content that you put there. So can you give me an example maybe of some of the people that you're coaching and you're helping to improve the health of the nation?
Yeah, so like I say, it can be anyone from a health coach who's just finished qualifying, wanting to start getting their first clients. How do I do that? How do I start those conversations? It might be someone slightly further down in their business, nutritionist that I'll be coaching this week, who is sort of falling into a bit of a slump sometimes. Things aren't quite going the direction they want. Sometimes, well, usually that's mindset blocks and things that are holding them back. I have another client who is a pharmacist over in Galway, and he's trained in lots of sort of wellness concepts, trained as a yoga instructor, a meditation teacher. How does he bring that into his business and build a new community for it? So we're talking about how to do that through workshops and things in person. So it's a real range of people that have this sort of drive and this passion and this thing that they know they want to get out in terms of feeding the nation, making the nation more healthy and well, but just don't know how to do it. Sometimes the practicalities and quite often the mindset blocks, the things that they're doing to actually hold themselves back, maybe without even realising it.
Okay, yeah. And can you tell me, if you were to give 3 tips, say, to my audience that they could put into practice tomorrow that would help with their health, what would they be?
I think when I was thinking about this question, I was thinking back to my own journey. So I was certainly thinking, I started off with food and what I was eating, and just paying a bit more attention to it, really. I think that's what it started off with. And I think the biggest thing that I've learned around food and what I eat is to eat a bigger variety. I think if you can think about adding more things into your diet rather than restricting and taking away, and certainly through my blogging journey, if anyone goes and sees the blog, that's where I came through, that kind of restriction mentality, this food group is bad, this food group is good, all of that kind of psychology around it, and having really moved away from that and just thinking, how can I get the most variety in my diet? My husband said to me last night, is it peas or broccoli for dinner? And I said, both. You know, it's that kind of attitude. So I think certainly starting there with food, get the biggest variety. Then I think I realised that moving your body needs to come into that as well in terms of health. And for me, that doesn't have to be, well, for me personally, it is going to the gym and really enjoying that. But for anybody else, it can just simply be walking, just moving, getting up and being active in some way. I think just massively impacts how you feel about yourself. And from there, I've realised the layers and layers now that are the mindset that comes with it and how we talk to ourselves. So I would always say to people, just start to explore or get curious about the concepts of mindfulness and meditation and what you can do to just start talking a bit more positively to yourself, because that has a massive impact on everything else, the way you treat yourself and the way you treat everyone else around you as well.
Okay, so we're talking variety, movement and mindset.
Yeah.
Okay, lovely. I love that. And what's next for you? What's on the radar?
Lots more of the same, I'm hoping, just sort of getting bigger. I certainly want to carry on with the podcast, so that certainly will be back again for another couple of series next year.
And so the podcast there is called Just Start Now.
Just Start Now, so helping people exactly in health and wellness get started with some concepts and some interviews with other people a bit further down the line with particular areas like we've talked about diversity or how to start running events, those kind of things. So carrying on that podcast because it's had a really good reception.
One of the things I love about the podcast is that Vicky always puts short notes underneath, so if you don't have time to listen to the whole podcast, you can just delve into the notes and have a look and see if there's going to be something of value to there. So yeah, keep that up. I like that.
Thank you. Yeah, no, so be as specific as possible in terms of there's, like we said, there's just so much information out there, so I try and make it as clear as possible. What are you going to get out of this episode? Like what value does this have to you? That's what I'm always thinking, how can I help people? So in the future it will be carrying on doing more of the same, more of my one-to-one coaching and maybe some kind of online course membership further down the line, but it's still percolating. We'll see.
Very good. And one of the things that I noticed you seem to help people a lot on is the imposter syndrome. Would you like to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, it's a really big one, particularly for people I think in health and wellness, those that have started studying and training, that constantly feel like they need to do another course. Well, I won't be quite qualified until I do this, or if I just add that on, I'll just do this, and I just need to learn this and then I'll have the confidence. And they're constantly feeling that the information that they already have and the knowledge they already have isn't enough somehow. Like, I just need to learn more. And I'm not as good as, X, Y, or Z, Deliciously Ella or Hazel Wallace or someone else that's out there. Therefore, I can't yet share what I know. And that's a big part of what I do, as well as all the sort of practical aspects of getting a blog started or starting to share your message on Instagram, is actually just that mindset of, what you know now is more than enough to help somebody else that's a few steps behind you, and to really quieten down that imposter complex voice where people believe that they don't have enough yet. You absolutely do, and it's again a sort of resetting of the mindset with that.
I love the idea of helping someone a few steps behind you, because it's so often I come and I learn something and I say, I wish I'd known that a year ago. So if someone else is starting off, you want to, pass that on to them.
Yeah.
So one of the questions that I ask people here on the interviews is, if you had to choose a last meal, what would it be?
Oh God. I always find this one difficult, but it's usually something involving mashed potato because it's probably my favourite food. So I also I'm a big fan of liver, so probably liver and mash. Isn't that weird?
Wow,
definitely not one that most other people would choose.
No,
Most people would be like, oh, no, disgusting, but...
And what way would you like the liver?
Like, I tend to just pan fry it, but with a nice gravy, like a nice onion gravy or something.
Okay, very interesting there. And would you choose a dessert or anything? Or
I'm not into desserts at all, so no. Cheese board.
Okay, and anything to drink with that, alcohol or not, or tea or anything?
A lovely glass of red wine, definitely, to go with that.
Fantastic. Liver, mashed potato and red wine.
You're not going to get that answer very often.
No, thank you very much.
That's all right.
So where can my audience find you if they want to find out a little bit more and connect with you?
Yeah, the best place to find everything that I do, the podcast and the Facebook community and everything, is on my website. So that's vickyshilling.com, and you'll be able to find all the links to my social media, mailing list and everything from there.
Great. Would you mind just spelling that out for everyone?
Yeah, so Vicky is Vicky and surname is Shilling. So all one word, vickyshilling.com.
Thanks a million.
Pleasure.
Thanks for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed that. Please leave your comments below. And why not check out some of my other videos? Like, I have 10 different playlists full of lots of videos. Have a look through there. Or maybe a lovely winter dish like a lamb tagine, which you can make in the slow cooker, on the hob or in the oven. Thanks for watching. See you soon.